What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another account progression video. Alright, so we have another tier 2 character here, or I just got her to tier 2 a couple days ago. So, yeah, I wanted to take a look at her and give you my initial impressions at level 60 here. I was quite lucky with her potential. I got it, I think, in 3 days, because I think I tier 2'd her 3 days ago. So I can do that, and I think I will end up getting her to level 70 maybe in the future here. I'm still a little bit undecided on that, but we're going to take a look at her today at just level 60. So let's go over the build here before we hop into a little bit of gameplay. So for her gears here, as you can see, just bare bones. We have no Uru on her. I have the final skill or final gear rolled to skill cooldown to help get that maxed out. For her skills here, I have the third skill leveled up for that all attack and crit rate boost. And then we have the fourth skill leveled up here for the increase to poison damage. And then the fifth skill here is leveled up for the poison resist down, which does apply to world bosses, which is fantastic. Oh yeah, and on the fourth skill, we do have paralysis that does apply to world bosses as well. So we have two really nice skills here for Viper. And then the isolate set, we have overdrive on her. And then for the obelisk here, we have a ignore dodge poison damage with a 180 proc. So kind of like a CTP of energy here. We've got the ignore dodge and the damage proc. But instead of chain hit damage, we get a little bit of poison damage, which should be good here for Viper because all of her skills except for just one, deal poison damage. Well, this one's a summon, so you can kind of exclude that one because it doesn't do damage, but only the first skill here stays as physical. Everything else is poison, and that's fine because 4 and 5 are going to be the two skills that we're going to be proccing on. What else do we need to go over here? She's got her own self-buffing leadership, which is nice. So we have a poison damage leadership, finally, 40%. Her passive here gives her immunity to poison effects and a 90% chance to become immune to poison damage. So this is actually quite fantastic here. That immunity to poison effects is really good for World Boss Ultimate. That means you can stand in those poison puddles with her and she just does not care. She's not going to take any damage from that. It's just like a free bath for her or something. I don't know. She doesn't care about that poison. What else do we need to look at here? Go over to the details. So we have her at 47% ignore defense and 48% skill cooldown. So close enough to max there that I don't need to worry about any of those. Our crit rate is looking very low, and this is because I did actually change my cards around recently, and I lost pretty much all of the crit rate that I was getting previously from my cards, and I lost a little bit of crit damage as well. But I gained a ton of ignore defense. That's kind of the main reason why I did it, so I don't have to keep putting ignore defense Uru on all of my characters. I can just kind of have them as is for testing purposes, and I don't have to, give them ignore defense just to test them. So it's was a little annoying. But anyway, she's quite low on both those stats here, the crit rate and crit damage, but she does have a 25% crit rate increase if we use the third skill. So that'll get her looking a little bit better. So that's what my Viper is looking like here. So let's go ahead and hop into some gameplay and see how she can do at level 60. Alright, so here we are at Proxima. We're going to be taking her on at stage 52. This is kind of the one I wanted to try. I wanted to try in the 50s just to see how Viper could do. And since she has her own self-buffing leadership, we can use two supports here. So we have Shuri and Valkyrie for support. And then we're going to be doing this first run right here without any strikers. And we are going against Proxima first here because Viper is a physical damage dealer. So this is going to be the better matchup for her. Of course, she's going to do okay against Ebony Maw, but even though she is elemental damage, Ebony Maw has such high physical defenses that physical elemental characters don't do as well against Ebony as energy elemental damage characters do. So anyway, let's go ahead and hop in here. So one of the things that you'll find about Viper here is she does lose her tracking quite easily, and Proxima loves to just jump around, so that can be a little annoying to kind of deal with. So when we get the summons in here, we do have the paralyzed right there. Oh, we got time frozen, so that just, oh wait, we didn't die. Hold on, I thought we died there. So let's do that. Let's get into the paralyzed. We didn't even get the summons out that time anyway. But I was going to be trying to say here is that the summons actually hurt Viper more than they help her against any of the world bosses, because Proxima here, she just jumps away very, very quickly, so you easily lose track of her, so your skill will get canceled out, or you'll just won't be attacking anything with the skill, and she'll just be kind of attacking in place. For Ebony Maw, of course, you know, he teleports all the time as well, so he'll be teleporting and interrupting your attacks all the time. So you definitely want to either use mind control strikers when using Viper here, or you're going to have to sacrifice that boost from the third skill, if we hop in here, and just use 5, 4, and 2, and that will keep her pretty much safe, and then you don't have the summons in there to draw attention or draw aggro from the world boss, but you're going to be losing that 25% all attack, and you're going to be losing that crit rate boost, which is actually very helpful for her damage, so definitely would not recommend it. Oh, we still lost tracking there, so let's just do this. Get into the paralyzed there, and let's try to stall a little bit here so I can. All right, so we hop into the 5th skill. We've got that iframe there. We let the 5th skill play all the way out. Use the 2nd skill, get that iframe, then hop right into the 4th skill. And then as you can see here, when the 4th skill ends, the 5th skill is back, and you can kind of just keep this rotation. And for the most part, Proxima shouldn't get away from you. But as you can see, the damage is, ouch, is a lot worse doing this kind of rotation here than if you're getting that boost from the 3rd skill. So do keep that in mind. Her damage is going to be kind of hindered playing that way. And now if we go ahead and hop out here, because as you can see, the damage didn't look too impressive there, but the damage was still okay. Even with no strikers on stage 52 at level 60, she was doing damage to Proxima. Like when I got the damage proc to go off correctly there on the 5th skill, then I was actually seeing the life bar move, which is fantastic, because a lot of characters with no strikers here at stage 52, level 60, might not be moving that health bar very much. So that is good to see. So that means she does have some damage potential. But now if we throw in the holy trinity here of god strikers, if we go kind of like give her the old steroid injection here with these 3 strikers, we'll see a different story on her damage. Her damage is about to spike, but you would expect that, because with Weapon Hex in here, and Viper doing poison resist down, because even if it's poison, even if it's not all defense down, it's still like an elemental resist down. If you stack that with all defense down, you still see those bars melting like you would normally see from a kind of like all defense down character. So let's go ahead and hop in here. Let's get this started. We missed there, so boom. Let's try to recoup a little bit, and there goes the bars. So yeah, as you can see, Viper's damage potential is definitely there when she has the all defense down. Again, this is kind of best case scenario, because these are the best strikers that you want to be using for the all defense down, because I find that the combination of what's it called, Weapon Hex and Negasonic is just unparalleled, because Negasonic has like the 2nd highest all defense down you can get from strikers. So combining those two, you're always going to have like, what is it, a 65% all defense down, even if Negasonic strikes first. So Scarlet's the only one that can kind of get in the way of that a little bit. So if you are having issues and you're not getting like consistent damage, like if that kind of multiple bars melting away only happens like once every like 4 or 5 skill rotations, then you might want to swap out Scarlet for a different mind control striker. You could use Apocalypse, you can use Rachel, and then you should hopefully see that kind of bar melting effect be a little more consistent. But anyway, let's go ahead and hop out here and move on over to Ebony, just to show that she can do Ebony as well. Without any strikers, it's very difficult for her, but of course with these same strikers here, we're going to see very similar kind of effect that we saw before. If you don't have these strikers, then of course it's going to be a little more difficult. The main thing that you are going to need for her is going to be some mind control. So as long as you have some kind of mind control striker, you should be set when using Viper here. And of course there are some free-to-play options for all defense down strikers. They're not going to be stacking their all defense down, of course, as high as Weapon Hex or Negasonic. I guess Negasonic can technically be free-to-play, because you can just slowly get her unlocked from the Danger Room chest. But anyway, there we go. As you can see, once the strikers line up there, we start getting some pretty big damage. So that's, I mean, that's to be expected. You've all seen this combo before, but Viper is, yes, another character that can take advantage of the striker combo there for the all defense down and get some pretty nasty numbers. And we even missed our damage proc there, and we still did like a bar and a half from that, like 2 hits that we did on the second skill, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, overall, I mean, I'm really liking Viper. Again, this is like a showing of 2 ends of the spectrum, because I was showing her without any strikers, how the kind of damage was pretty low, but it was still there. And then with the kind of all defense down combo here for the strikers and how she can melt bars with that. So, and the in between, you know, if you just have, if you have like Scarlet only or something like that, and then you throw in who's some free-to-play ones, Swordmaster for all defense down, or Iron Hammer. Those are 2 really good options for all defense down. Then you should be able to see some pretty good effect as well here with Viper. So overall, I'm really liking Viper. I think I will get her to level 70 now after playing with her a little bit more here. I've kind of convinced myself I like her skill animations. I think she's a really cool character. Her damage is good. She's a very rare kind of poison damage character. We don't have very many of those, and she's probably the only good poison damage character. But anyway, so that's another good bonus for her. She's also green, which is my favorite color. She's got a lot of green, so that's another positive for her. So she's got a lot going for her in terms of wanting me to rank her up a little bit more. So I'll probably look out for a level 70 showcase of her. If you want me to show anything specific when I do like these kind of reviews of characters, just let me know. I'm planning to kind of start a new series where I rank characters a little bit more closely against each other. So look forward to that. And if you have any ideas on what you would like me to compare between characters, because I'll go into a little more detail. This video has already gone on long enough here. This is supposed to be a short one. But anyway, that's going to be my first impressions of Viper here. I think she's a really strong looking character. If you can get her, I'd definitely use some bioselectors on her because she is fantastic. And then, of course, she can work just fine with a poison damage proc obelisk. You don't need to go all out with a CTP. Of course, a CTP of Judgment or CTP of Rage would be very, very spicy on her, so she would definitely perform well with that. So that's going to be it for this video here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.